Thank you very much, Lorenzo, and thank you very much to all of the Manufacturing Engineering Society of Spain. We're very honored by this. I also want to thank Professor Alfredo Sainz for leading the nomination. Professor Kalpakjian asked me to send his regards and his regrets. We have to understand he is 94, and he is very reluctant to do Zoom meetings, mainly, I think, because his hearing is not so good. His mind is amazing, right? So, and those of you who have met him know that he is just an extreme gentleman and someone that everyone just immediately loves. He is a very special person. But he asked me to send his very deep thanks for this award. Um, Writing a book is a lot of work, right? I think when you have an 1,100-page book, no one would claim it is not much. It is an easy thing to do. Professor Kalpakjian wrote the first three editions alone, right? So he set up the book with the organization and the structure that it has. We wrote the fourth edition together, and I've taken over since then. But I always remind people that it's much easier to edit a book than to start from the beginning. So Serope is truly an amazing person. Let me congratulate you on a conference. I know it's not in the best of circumstances. I enjoy coming to Messick, so I hope I will be there for the next one. But I know this is a challenge everywhere. How do we continue with our professional meetings in a time of pandemic? But I think it's great that you are doing it. I think it's very important. And I'd maybe like to give a few thoughts on this, right? That we have learned some hard lessons from the pandemic in the last 2 years. And I think some of them have been known for a long time, but never acted upon. And I think when the automotive industries drove the desire to focus on what they did best, and they focused on engines and drivetrains and chassis, and they relied upon other companies to provide other components. This led to tiers of suppliers and development of supply chains that has been, on the whole, very beneficial to everyone. But even in the 1980s, it was understood that natural catastrophes or pandemics or military conflict can interrupt international supply chains. And that it has come to be shown in the last 2 years, as we all know. But things that we would take for granted, like the availability of masks or of protective face shields to protect our doctors and our immediate caregivers, became something that was impossible to manufacture in most countries. And great lengths had to be taken to find ways of providing these emergency needs. We always knew that pandemics would interrupt global supply chains. And this is where the new challenge comes to the manufacturing sectors of every country. It's become clear that when there are critical needs, critical products that exist for the health of a nation, it is essential that either a direct manufacturing capability exists, or that a manufacturing capability that can be transformed to make the critical products needs to exist. So developing the science so that this transformation can occur quickly and at the proper scale to help entire populations is essential. And I will say, ultimately, this is the thrust of the Manufacturing Engineering Society, right? The proper and effective use of materials for the good of mankind. That's what we do in engineering. That's what MES does. It's more important today than ever before. And I think it's realized that it's more important today than ever before. So I want to congratulate you for continuing this conference, for continuing this important work, and for being the leadership for manufacturing in Spain. I thank you for this award. I look forward to coming to Messick again, and I guess I will say something I learned long ago, right? I noticed that the photo you have of me is from a long time ago, before I had so much gray hair, right? As you can see, it's much, much grayer now. But long ago, I learned that there really are two kinds of people in this world. And the two kinds of people are my friends and the people who are my friends that I haven't met yet. And I think that many people at the Messick conferences are my friends. But there are many people who I haven't met yet, who I know we would be friends if we would sit down and drink a coffee or some good Spanish wine together, right? And just had a discussion. So I will promise that I will come to future Messick conferences. You have to promise that we will sit down and continue or begin friendships, because if we don't do that, then there's no fun in being professors. So again, thank you, everyone. I wish you success for a fun conference under trying times, and I look forward to seeing you in the near future. Thank you, and have a great conference.
Thank you very much, Professor Schmid.